Vitalik has gone out and said, a lot of talk about L2s, saying that, we shouldn't be building L2s that are just nonsense. They need to be useful and have specific use cases. And if they don't, then let's get back to scaling L1, because L1 has now gotten to a point where it works. And then, ENS scrapped their name chain L2, which is kind of in the spirit of that, to then go build on L1, which I didn't even know they were working on an L2, which was kind of surprising, because I know ENS came out of the Ethereum Foundation.
It's
Specifically, it
called
was
Ethereum name service, for the love of God.
I didn't know they came out of the foundation, though.
Yeah, so they fired them and ripped all of the tech and the developers out of the foundation and said, you guys are on your own now. So there wasn't necessarily a conflict of interest. But talk to me about L2s, guys.
I think all you need to know about this whole thing is that once Vitalik posted his little post, and he posts stuff all the time, like he has an opinion and everything, and he does his little like blog and whatever. So everybody felt the need to respond. It's like, it was like, the minions coming in, and some are like trying to stand up for themselves and being real tough, and some are like kissing his ass all the way, and some are being like, yeah, bro, like it's like, it's a, so just
like anyone has called Vitalik a bro in his life. Go on.
No. But I bet they wish they could. But yeah, I think just the fact that everybody felt compelled to weigh in, and of course his opinion threatens their business model, like, which is to exist and to service users. So everybody wanted to contribute. So I think that in itself says something, which is that his opinion matters. Ethereum matters. They see that if Ethereum does all the things that it claims and plans to do, and has delivered in the past on some serious things, like, yeah, that will nullify the existence of a lot of these chains. And so, of course, they're scrambling to offer deep thoughts on the subject. And I think his main point is that so that if you're just saying, like mega ETH mainnet just on, it's like milliseconds is the biggest word in every sense, in terms of length and in terms of meaning in their announcements, and like millisecond resolution or whatever it is. And his point is like, who cares? Which I think we have felt for a long time, like about like fast this and low this, and it's like, okay.
That's been the joke for the last like 5 years, like since Brett was here. Like it was about, he would always make the joke where he's like, here's the number of TPS we can do, and I'm like, I don't care. Like,
yeah. So I think, and the other, so this is one main point, and the other main point, which I also agree with, is that like you can't claim Ethereum brand if you're centralized, and you're like, so you can't be Ethereum adjacent and get the glow and the glory from that, because if you're not decentralized, and if you're like, you're just basically like an app, like a regular app, centralized app that is taking people's emails and whatever and holding. So it's not the same. And I think that was his point. Like, I don't think he didn't point a finger at anyone and said like, you suck. He just said, Ethereum. And of
you guys
course,
suck in general.
Yeah. He just said you suck in general. And I mean, I think the picture that is emerging to some of these networks is like that Ethereum, basically like a growing thing, needed training wheels at a certain point, and it doesn't anymore. The training wheels are extraneous. They're going to go, and the machine is going to be faster. And of course, they don't want that to happen. So now and so this ENS news, was obviously related to that. People are saying like, we don't need layer 2. The tokenization that we've been talking about a lot, like 65 something percent on Ethereum and growing, of tokenized, like, institutions are like, it's almost as fast and much more secure and 100,000% more decentralized than a lot of these other things. So yeah, but yeah, I just thought it was funny how everybody was like, everybody has something to contribute to the conversation all of a sudden and
Yeah.
feels the need to say it.